Okay, if you're a small business owner, you know this feeling. It's that frustration. You've built an amazing business, but when people nearby search for what you do, you're just invisible. Well, in this explainer, we are going to fix that. Let's dive right in. This question, I hear it all the time, and it's a huge source of stress, right? Because you know the customers are right around the corner, searching on their phones. The good news is, the reason you're not showing up isn't some big secret. It's actually a series of really clear, simple steps that you can start taking today. So here's our game plan. We've broken it down into 5 key parts. First, we're going to get inside Google's head and understand how it thinks. Then we'll build out your digital foundation. After that, it's all about earning trust online. Then we'll connect everything to your website, and finally we'll solve some of those super common problems that trip almost everyone up. This is your roadmap. Okay, let's start with the most important part, how Google actually thinks. You know, everything about local search, literally everything, boils down to 3 key signals. If you can understand these 3 things, you basically have the keys to the kingdom. And here they are: relevance, distance, and prominence. So relevance is pretty simple. How well do you match what someone typed into the search bar? Distance, even simpler. How close are you to that person? And then there's prominence. That's the big one. That's all about your reputation online. Our entire goal here is to master all 3 of these. All right, time to get to work. Your single most powerful tool in this whole process is your Google Business Profile, what we call a GBP. Seriously, think of this thing as your digital front door. If it's messy or incomplete, customers, and more importantly, Google, they might just walk right on by. These are the absolute 100% non-negotiables. You have to get your business verified. You need to choose the most specific and precise category possible. Then you define your service area, and finally, and this is so important, you have to maintain what we call NAP consistency. So what is NAP? It just stands for name, address, and phone number. And the key word here is identical. They have to be exactly the same everywhere your business is mentioned online. You can think of it like your business's digital fingerprint. If the fingerprints are even slightly different across the web, Google gets confused and its trust in you starts to drop. And just look at how small these differences can be. On the left, you have ST with a period. On the right, street spelled out. To a human, that's the same thing, no question. But to a search algorithm, those can look like 2 different places. It sounds crazy, but a tiny detail like this can actually hurt your ranking. The details really, really matter here. Okay, so your foundation is set, your digital storefront is clean and accurate. Now it's time to build that prominence we talked about. This is where you prove to Google that you're not just a listing, you're a real, active business that real people know and trust. So, how do you actually do that? You build trust by taking action. First up, reviews. You've got to manage them, and that means responding to the good ones and the bad ones. It shows you're paying attention. Second, add photos. Constantly upload new, high-quality pictures of your work, your team, your shop. And third, build out what are called local citations, which is just getting your business listed in other respected places like Yelp or Apple Maps. And hey, if you're on the fence about the whole photo thing, just look at this number. Google's own data shows that business listings with photos get a whopping 35% more clicks. That is a massive advantage over your competition just for uploading a few pictures. Oh, and it gets even better. It's not just clicks. Those same business listings with photos, they see a 42% increase in requests for directions. I mean, come on. That is the ultimate goal, right? A potential customer is literally asking their phone how to get to your front door. It's a straight line from a photo to foot traffic. Now, when it comes to reviews, I want you to think marathon, not sprint. See, a huge burst of reviews all at once can actually look a little suspicious to Google. What the algorithm really loves to see is a steady, natural, consistent flow of customers leaving feedback over time. It's a powerful signal that you have an authentic, ongoing business. Okay, let's bring your most important digital asset into the game, your own website. Your Google Business Profile is powerful, but it doesn't live on an island. When you connect it properly to your website, you can send even stronger local signals to Google's algorithm. Here are 3 really powerful things you can do on your site. First, if you serve a few different towns, create a separate page on your website for each one. Second, sprinkle in local keywords naturally, like best plumber in Springfield. And third, go to your contact page and embed a Google map of your location. This creates a direct technical handshake between your website and your physical address.
All right, let's talk about some of the trickier stuff. What happens if you've done all the basics, you've checked all the boxes, but you're still not ranking? Well, a lot of the time, the culprit is one of these common but totally solvable little puzzles.
Let's break these down real quick. If your business is technically just outside the city you're trying to rank for, you have to double down on prominence. That means getting more reviews and more local mentions to prove you belong. If you're in an office building with other businesses, try making your main business category even more specific to stand out. And please, please, please keep your hours updated, especially for holidays. Google rewards accuracy. So after all that, what's the big takeaway? Local search isn't any set it and forget it kind of thing. It's an ongoing process. Every single review you get, every photo you upload, it's all part of building on those three core pillars we started with: relevance, distance, and the one you have the most control over, prominence.
And that really leaves us with just one final, really important question. Right now, this very second, people in your neighborhood are pulling out their phones and searching for exactly what you offer. The real question is, will you be there when they look? Because after this, the power is completely in your hands.